Let's travel back in time to ancient China, to a tale known as the foolish old man who moved mountains. Now, before you get hung up on the name, remember that in many old stories, what seems foolish at first often holds the deepest wisdom. The story goes like this. In a small village lived an old man named Yu Gong, which translates to foolish elder. He was nearly 90 years old. Directly in front of his house stood two enormous mountains, Taihang and Wangwu. These mountains were a huge inconvenience. Every time he or his family needed to go anywhere, they had to take a long, winding, and difficult detour around them. One day, after years of frustration, Yu Gong gathered his family. He looked at the towering peaks and declared, "These mountains have blocked our path for too long. They make our lives difficult. I have decided that together we will level them." His family was stunned. His wife, who had seen him through many decades, laughed and said, "My dear husband, with your remaining strength, you couldn't even flatten a small hill. How could you possibly move two entire mountains? And where would you even put all the earth and rock?" His children and grandchildren murmured in agreement. The task seemed not just difficult, but utterly impossible. It was absurd. But Yu Gong was unwavering. He looked at them with a calm certainty and replied, "You are right. I am old, and my time is short. But when I am gone, my sons will continue. When they are gone, my grandsons will take over. And after them, their sons and their grandsons, my family line will continue, generation after generation. These mountains, however, cannot grow any taller. With every rock we chip away, they become a little smaller. Why should we doubt that one day we will succeed?" His family, moved by his incredible determination, agreed to help. The very next day, Yu Gong, his sons, and his grandsons set out with simple tools, hoes and baskets. They began to chip away at the rock, load the debris into their baskets, and carry it all the way to a distant sea. It was slow, grueling work. A single round trip took them from winter to summer. Word of their endeavor spread. Another old man, known as Ji Su, the wise elder, came to mock them. He saw Yu Gong toiling under the sun and scoffed. "How foolish you are! You are so old and weak, you can't even move a handful of dirt. How can you dream of moving these mountains?" Yu Gong simply smiled and replied with the same patient logic he had shared with his family. "While you think you are wise, your mind is closed. You see only the obstacles of today. I see the possibilities of tomorrow. My descendants will carry on this work endlessly. The mountains will not grow back. The task will, eventually, be done." Ji Su was left speechless, unable to argue with the simple, powerful truth of Yu Gong's belief. Now, here's where the story takes a turn from the mundane to the magical, as many ancient tales do. The spirits of the mountains, seeing this unyielding human effort, became worried. They reported the situation to the Jade Emperor, the ruler of the heavens. They complained that this old man and his family were going to destroy them. The Jade Emperor was deeply moved. He wasn't moved by the mountain's pleas, but by Yu Gong's sincerity and relentless spirit. He saw a mortal who refused to be limited by his circumstances, who believed so fiercely in the power of persistence that he inspired generations to follow. In recognition of this incredible spirit, the emperor commanded two powerful gods to descend to earth. In a single night, these gods lifted the two mountains and carried them away, placing one in the east and the other in the south. And from that day on, the path from Yu Gong's home was clear and open, a flat road leading straight to the horizon. So, what does this ancient story, this foolish old man, teach us about achieving anything? It's not about waiting for a divine intervention to move our mountains for us. The magic in the story is a metaphor for the magic that happens when you commit to a process with absolute faith. The first and most powerful lesson is the sheer force of persistence. Gong didn't have a sophisticated plan, advanced technology, or a huge army of workers. He had a simple pickaxe, a basket, and a will that could not be broken. He understood that great achievements are not the result of one giant leap, but the accumulation of countless small, consistent steps. Think about the mountains in your own life. It could be learning a new skill, starting a business, getting into shape, or writing a book. At the beginning, the goal can feel as imposing as Taihang and Wangwu. It seems impossible. You might look at the huge gap between where you are and where you want to be and feel completely overwhelmed. This is where Gong's wisdom shines. He didn't focus on the entire mountain, he focused on the very next rock. He broke down an impossible task into a manageable, repeatable action. Chip, carry, dump, repeat. What is your next rock? Is it reading one chapter, writing one paragraph, making one phone call, going for one walk? That is your starting point. The secret is to do it, and then do it again tomorrow, and the day after. The second lesson is about long-term vision. Gong was nearly 90. He knew he would never see the project completed in his lifetime, but he wasn't working for himself alone. He was working for a future he believed in, for the generations that would follow. This is a profound shift in perspective. We often give up on our goals because we want instant results. We live in a world of instant gratification. If we don't see progress in a week or a month, we get discouraged and quit. We become like the wise elder, Ji So, who could only see the immediate struggle and not the long-term victory. To achieve something truly great, you must be willing to plant a tree under whose shade you may never sit. Your vision must be bigger than your own immediate reward. This long-term perspective fuels your motivation when progress feels slow. It gives your daily efforts a deeper meaning and purpose. It connects you to something larger than yourself. The third lesson is the power of ignoring the naysayers. Both Gong's wife and the wise elder represented the voices of doubt, the realists who tell you your dreams are impossible. Every person who has ever tried to achieve something extraordinary has faced these voices. They can come from friends, family, or even from within your own mind. Gong didn't argue or get angry. He simply acknowledged their perspective and calmly restated his own belief. He had a conviction that was immune to external doubt. He was his own source of validation. He teaches us that when you truly believe in your path, the opinions of others become irrelevant noise. Your focus remains on the work, on chipping away at your mountain, one rock at a time. This story isn't just about hard work. It's about the mindset behind the work. It's about having a faith in the process that is so absolute, so unwavering, that it seems foolish to the outside world. But this foolishness is the very ingredient that makes the impossible possible. The divine intervention at the end of the story can be interpreted in a modern context. It represents the tipping point. It's that moment when, after countless hours of unseen effort, things suddenly start to click. Opportunities appear as if from nowhere. People come into your life who can help you. You experience a breakthrough that seems to happen overnight, but was actually the result of years of chipping away at the rock. The universe, in a way, rewards relentless, sincere effort. So, how can you achieve anything? First, identify your mountain. What is the great obstacle or the grand ambition standing in your way? Be clear about what it is. Second, pick up your tools. What is the smallest, most consistent action you can take, starting today? Don't worry about moving the whole mountain. Just focus on that first piece of rock. Third, embrace the long-term vision. Understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Find a purpose that is bigger than your own immediate satisfaction. And finally, be the foolish elder. Cultivate a belief in your own ability to succeed that is so strong, it's unshakable. Let the doubters doubt. You have work to do. The story of Yu Gong is a timeless reminder that we are far more powerful than we believe. The limitations we perceive are often just a failure of imagination and a lack of persistence. The path in front of you may be blocked by what seems like an immovable mountain, but with a clear vision, relentless effort, and an unbreakable spirit, you can create a path where there was none before. You can, in your own way, move mountains. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this story inspires you to look at your own mountains, not with fear, but with the steadfast resolve of the foolish old man. If you found this valuable, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more wisdom from the ages. We'll see you in the next one.